Okay, good morning and welcome to grade 10 mathematics. We're still on formal geometry and we're looking at triangles, isosceles and equilateral triangles. We will be using our reference text, New General Mathematics Book 1, that's SS1. And then so far we have looked at exercise 2C. We'll continue our work today by looking at question 16 to question 20. And if time permits us, we will go beyond that point. So let's go to question 16 right away, exercise 2C. In exercise 2C, we have here question 16, and it says, in figure 2.26, which I will draw very soon on the board, that's the figure. This is equal to this, and this is equal to this. So we have two triangles embedded in one that are essentially isosceles. We are told that xy is equal to yz, and xz is equal to what? Zh. And angle xyz, this angle here is equal to 52 degrees. Now, what does the question require us to do? Say we should find angle ZHX. ZHX. So I'll just call that angle small letter h. Are you with me? I'm going to call that angle small letter h. I'm going to call this angle small letter z. I'm going to call this angle small letter x. I'm going to call this angle small letter a. I'm going to call this angle small letter b. So I will tell my examiner using notation as a diagram, using notations as in diagram, comma, using notations as in diagrams, comma, or as in diagram, comma. This is where we have the angle. So you will discover that triangle XYZ is what? Isos. So because it's isos, A will be equal to B. Base angles of isos triangle. So please just confirm whether what you have done was correct. Base angles of isos triangle. So with that settled, we know that A plus B plus 52 A plus B plus 52 will be equal to 180 degrees. What's the reason for that? Angle sum of triangle. The angle sum of triangle is what will give us that narrative, all right? So the next thing we'll have is that since A is equal to B, we have that what? 2A plus 52 will be equal to 180 degrees because A is equal to B. We already said that here. So for me, the way I do my work now is that there are certain aspects of maths application I notice students don't use. So I wouldn't solve the questions the way you would conventionally have expected. As I teach you, I try to excite certain aspects of your brain. Now, if I look at these two, I have even numbers all through. So I'll divide through A plus 26 equal to 90, meaning that A will be equal to 90 minus 26. And that will be what? 64 degrees. Now, please bear in mind that if you go through the other way, you also still correct, but just that I have clear objectives of what I want to achieve when I teach you. So with that in place, you know that A plus 52 will be equal to Z. What's the reason? Exterior angles. Exterior angle of triangle what? XYZ. The exterior angles of triangle XYZ will give me that. So Z will now be equal to what? 64 plus what? 52. And that will give me what? 116 degrees. Sorry about that. So we have gotten Z. Now, getting this angle will help us get this one. No, take note that X triangle XZH is isos. is isos. It's an isosceles triangle. So with that in place, x, so therefore x is equal to h. These angles of what? Isos triangle. The base angles of isos triangle will give us that argument. So what do we do next? What do we do next? So with that, we will be able to find what with that, we'll be able to find what we'll be able to use our other description to find out what. Right. So with this, we know that x plus h plus z will be equal to 180 degrees. What's the reason? Angle sum of triangle. The angle sum of triangle will give us that. We've already said that x is equal to h. Our focus is h. So 2h plus z will be equal to 180 degrees. But essentially, what is z? Z is 116 degrees. So we'll come here and we'll say that what? 2h plus 116 degrees will be equal to 180 degrees. So I will still use my principle, divide through by 2. H plus 58 will be equal to 90, meaning that h will be equal to 90 minus 58, and my answer will be 32 degrees. All right. Now, remember I said that this is the one area of maths where you don't have a specific pattern. Your solution is a function of what you are seeing. And what you're seeing will determine whether you will solve it quickly or you will take a longer route. So that settles question 16. Since we said we had solved that, I think you would have done the necessary corrections to your work. And so I can go ahead to solve question 17. Please, if there are questions, just drop it on the chat board and I'll do well to, if there are questions for this 16, please drop it on the chat board so that I can just drop it on the chat board so that when I'm going through other questions, I could look at that. So let's look at question 17. In question 17, we are given a figure like this. So I'll do well to draw the figure. Now, notice that it is the whole of this. So this one is for the whole of this. So because if you look at the question, they said P arrow is equal to PQ. All right, so it's the whole of this that's equal to the whole of this. So this angle, this is P. This is arrow, and this is Q, and this is S. We are told this is 40 degrees. And we are told that we are to look for angle PQS. PQS. So this is the angle we are told to look for. Let me call it small letter Q. Let me call it small letter R. Let me call you a small letter R. Let me call you a small letter P. Let me call you a small letter S. And let me call you a small letter T. Do you understand what I'm doing? Just naming them. This is a pattern I like to use because one unique thing about this pattern, it prevents me from using to writing so much. So I just tell my examiner using notations. As in diagram. Once you have done this, the examiner is duty bound to work with what you have. Okay, I forgot to tell you something. Please, after solving the question, h is equal to this. The question was not in h, so you must do well to tell your examiner that h is equal to what? Z, h, x, and it's equal to 32 degrees. Please always remember to do that because your examiner may have justification to penalize you for that. Yes, you've told me that that is that. Good. But where is the one I've asked you to do? So you need to tell him that this is equal to this and it's equal to this. So if you're going by my approach, you must do it correctly. All right, so we come to question 17. So we already have the sketch. So we know that triangle PRQ is what? Isosceles. That's the first thing we should take note of. This, why? Because we are giving that PR is equal to PQ. So it's isosceles, it's given already. So if you would like, you can say given. It's given by the question. Now, by that, arrow, the angle at arrow will be equal to P plus Q. That's base angles of what? Isosceles triangles. So that is settled. The next thing you may want to take care of now is to say that RP, 40 plus R plus P plus Q is equal to 180 degrees. What's the reason for that? Angle sum of triangle. The angle sum of triangle will give us that arrangement, all right? The angle sum of triangle will give us that arrangement, all right? So, okay, so with that in place, remember that R is equal to this, so we can say that 2R plus 40 will be equal to 180 degrees. 2R plus 40 will be equal to 180 degrees, all right? Now, I'll still apply my technique. And I really want you to take note of this technique I'm trying to apply. Because sometimes in solving problem, the more curious you are, the more inquisitive you are, the more you will see methods. Some of the methods I'm using today, I didn't learn them from any teacher. So just my curiosity. So you really need to, on your own, look at, oh, the teacher has done it this way. Is there another way I can do it that is logically in order? So this will now be what? R plus 20 equal to what? 90. I see that. So R is equal to what? 90 minus 20, and that is 70. So that follows that P plus R plus Q, which is equal to R, is also equal to what? 70. So you have sorted that one out. Now, take note of something. We've gotten R. I see that we've gotten what? R. So take note of, look at this triangle now. Triangle, because remember what we are looking for is angle PQS. Now take note that triangle QRS is also isosceles. And what's the reason for that? It is given. It is given. We are told. And how do we know that? From the diagram, this side is equal to this side. So it's given that it is what? An isosceles triangle. Now, what do we have? We already know R. R is equal to S. What's the reason? Base angles of isosceles triangle, what? QRS. Are you seeing that? R is equal to S. So that is settled already. R is equal to S. So we have gotten that. So that means that S will be equal to what? 70 degrees. So check again. 40 plus Q is equal to S. 40 plus Q is equal to S. It's a very strange diagram, but that's what I'm saying. 40 plus Q is equal to S. What's the reason for that? Exterior angle of what? Triangle PQS. That's the exterior angle. So with that in place, Q will now be equal to what? 40. So okay, let's see. That will be now Q will be equal to S minus 40. What is S? S is 70. So that's 70 minus 40. And the answer is what? 30 degrees. So we have done question 17 now. So we'll start up with question 18 now. In question 18, we're given a figure that looks more like a parallelogram. Not exactly though. This is equal to this, equal to this. This angle is 62 degrees. This angle is also 62 degrees. This is D, this is C, this is B, and this is A. Right. Now we are told to look for in the figure, AD is equal to BD and is equal to BC. We are told that these two angles are equal. That is ADB is equal to BDC. ADB is equal to BDC. Now we are told to find angle ABC. That's the whole of this angle here. That's what we are told to look for. Find the whole of this angle here. But you and I know that we can't find the angles the angle all together, but we can look at them as separate entities. So I'll call here E, I'll call here X, I'll call here Y, and I'll call here Z. Or I can call here C. So I'll say using notations. As in diagram, comma, using notations as in diagram, comma, triangle ADB is isosceles. How do I know that it is given? It's given to me. We know by the diagram that that is true. So by that, I know that A is equal to X. These angles of isosceles triangle ADB. Now the question will be, why am I indicating ADB? Yes, the reason I'm saying ADB is to help my examiner know that I'm talking about a specific triangle that is isosceles, and I'm naming that triangle that is isosceles. Just an added boost to help your examiner mark you well. Now the next thing you do is to say A plus X plus 62 is equal to what? 180 degrees. So that's angle sum of triangle. Now let's look at that carefully. Now what's of interest to me is not A, it's X. So I'll now say that what 2X plus 62 is equal to 180 degrees. And I'm going to use that my technique again. I'm saying they're all equal, so I can divide through by 2. That will mean that X plus 31 will be equal to 90. X plus 31 will be equal to 90. And X will be equal to 90 minus 31. And that will be 59 degrees. Right, so that will be equal to 59 degrees. Okay, so with that sorted, we can also look for Y. Now, but be very careful. On the flip side, if you look at triangle BDC is what? Isosceles. And it is given. How do I know? Because this side is equal to this side. Now, in this one, C is equal to what? 62 degrees. These angles of what? Isosceles triangle. So that's what makes that narrative to be in order. So with that said, I know that C plus 62 plus Y will be equal to 180 degrees. What's the reason for that? Angle sum of triangle. I can indicate the triangle BDC. Just want to indicate to tell the examiner that that's the particular triangle I'm looking at. Now, this will now be 62 plus 62 plus Y equal to 180 degrees, which will be what? 124 plus Y equal to 180. There are other ways I would have done this, but let's be very careful here. So Y will be equal to what? 180 minus 124, and that will give me 56 degrees. Now, ABC, angle ABC is equal to x plus y, according to my sketch. So what is x? X is what? 62. X is what? 59. And y is 56. So the answer is 100 and what? 15 degrees. So that's what that will be. So for question 18, the angle will be what? 115 degrees. So that's for question 18. We'll go straight ahead to question 19. It's a very interesting topic, very interesting topic. In question 19, we are told that I will encourage you while going through this to look at, remember that our reference text is New General Mathematics. In question 19, we have a figure where ABC is an isosceles triangle. So maybe I should draw that first before I read out the narratives. So I'll make it a little bigger. And this is y. This is 2x. This is x. This is C. This is A. This is D. This is B. All right. All right. So now let's see what's going to happen. Now, I don't really need to use notation as a diagram for this. The question says we should prove that x is equal to y. Given these parameters on the board, that we should prove that x is equal to y. So this is quite simple. This is quite simple. Now, to do that, we need to get this one first. I'm trying to look at what will be the best way to go about it. To solve this question, we can make a reference angle this or this. So let me use this one. In triangle ABC, x plus 2x plus ACB is equal to 180 degrees. ACB. What's the angle sum of triangle? Now, what else? It means that 3x plus ACB, angle ACB will give you 180 degrees. So which means ACB, angle ACB will be equal to 180 minus 3x. So that is settled. That one is sorted out. But what am I doing? Sorry, I think I'm making a mistake. Let's go back. I think there's a simpler approach for that. In triangle ABC, angle ACB is equal to what? 2x. And that's the reason why in an exam, as you solve, sometimes you solve and you now discover that there's a better way to go about it. Now, angle ACB is equal to 2x. Why? Because what? It is base angles of isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle ABC. Look at it. This angle must be equal to this angle. So that's sorted. Now, what's the next thing you do? We look at this triangle again. Look at in triangle ACD, angle CAD is equal to y. What's the reason for that? Base angles of what? Isosceles triangle. In that same light, angle CAD plus y will be equal to angle ACB. What's the reason for that? Exterior angle of what? Triangle ACD. The exterior angle, which is the interior angle of this one. So you discover that from here, angle ACD will be equal to what? Y plus y, which is 2y. So with that said, you would have noticed something very interesting already. If you're very observant, you would have noticed something very interesting coming out of there. Angle ACD is equal to 2y, and it's also equal to 2x. Are you seeing that? It's equal to 2y. It's also equal to what? ACB. Did I say D? Oh, it's ACB. Sorry about that. This is ACB. ACB. Sorry, this is ACB. No, this is correct. This is ACB. This is correct. Good. Please correct that. That's ACB. So ACB, angle ACB is equal to 2y, and it's also equal to 2x. Where is that? So it means that 2x is equal to 2y. You divide both sides by 2 and x is equal to y. So we have proven that that is correct. So by that argument, it means that what is said there is actually very, very correct. All right.